before appearing for PFRDA Grade A examination, I had already appeared for SEBI in year 2024, but I barely missed the final selection by 1 or 2 marks. Being from an engineering background,
Right.
I had little to zero knowledge about commerce, accounts, costing, finance, or economics. I had a little trouble understanding finance and economics as it was not my background. I took some help. I watched repeated videos of Oliveboard platform. So for general awareness, I tried. So first of all, it is important that you maintain only one source for general awareness. Do not try to diversify it. When I went to the interview room, the panel did not ask for my introduction.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Oliveboard. Today we have Mr. Shantanu with us, and he has recently aced the PFRDA Grade A exam from the general stream, and he is now a PFRDA Grade A officer. Many congratulations, Shantanu, to you and your family.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So, how you are feeling now?
Feeling quite good, sir. I've struggled for nearly 2.5 years for this job and I finally got it. So feeling quite good.
Great. And this is actually a huge moment for all of us, and we are so excited to dive into your journey. Right? Let's get started with your journey, Shantanu, and it is going to be a very interesting one. So let's
Yes, sir.
start with your brief introduction about your educational background and your professional experience as well.
Sure, sir. So my name is Shantanu Warjurkar. I'm 26 years of age and I'm from Maharashtra. And considering my educational background, I have done my graduation in civil engineering from Pune University and I graduated in year 2021. And since then, I've been preparing for competitive examinations. I have given 2 UPSC attempts, cleared pre, but failed to clear mains. And from 2024 onwards, I've been preparing for regulatory body examinations.
That's exciting. I mean, you have done your civil engineering, right?
Yes, sir.
And now you are going to work with the PFRDA, which is the Pension Sector Regulator of India.
Yes,
So
sir.
great. So now aspirants always wonder, like, do the toppers multitask or they are laser focused? And here in your case, I can see that you are multitasking, you are giving so many exams, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
that's the actually correct approach. Why? Because it also reminds me of a quote that never put all the eggs in one basket,
One bar.
right? So that's a great diversification strategy, Shantanu, and you have already achieved a big milestone here.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Shantanu. So let's now try to decode about the preparation strategy, which is one of the most essential part of any examination, and most of the students are waiting for this one. So, what was your preparation strategy related to the exam, and when did you actually start your serious preparation for phase one examination?
Sure, sir. So earlier, before appearing for PFRDA Grade A examination, I had already appeared for SEBI in year 2024, but
Okay.
I barely missed the final selection by 1 or 2 marks and I got less marks in interview. So I already knew about the subjects and how to prepare and what strategy to use for PFRDA. So it was a little bit of easy for me, but the most difficult part was being from an engineering background. I
Right.
had little to zero knowledge about commerce, accounts, costing, finance, or economics. And considering my strategy, my QRE was good. My quant reasoning and English was good. It was above par. But I really needed to work on my phase two preparation. And that's why, first of all, I focused on my phase two preparation so that I could master it. If not master it, I could do well in pre and mains as well. And I started from easy topics such as management, and then I moved on towards little bit of harder topics that were unknown to me, like commerce and accounts, costing, finance and economics, and that's how I prepared for PFRDA Grade A examination.
Definitely, and that's the right approach. I mean, we should always start with a subject that gives
Subjects.
us a comfort, and then we can move to the rest of the subjects which are not related to a background, and that's correctly the perfect approach. And most of the students I have seen, they start very late, they wait for notifications.
No.
But here,
Yes.
Shantanu is having that SEBI edge because he was giving the SEBI grade A examination और आप सिर्फ 1-2 मार्क्स से रह गए थे.
Right.
तो डेफिनेटली एक बहुत बड़ा एज रहा होगा और आई विल लाइक टू एडवाइस कि those students who were not able to clear this time PFRD examination, they can get an edge in the upcoming SEBI
Upcoming
examination as
examination. Yeah.
well. Right. Perfect. So can you just briefly share your steady routine? Like, how was your day when your
Uh,
preparation? Yeah, when you were starting your preparation related to PFRDA.
sure, sir. So my study routine started at nearly 7 in the morning. I used to get up at 6, get freshen up, and then start studying. First, I would delve into harder subjects so that as it is the morning time, it is easier to understand and
Right.
retain all that things that you have learned. So I started with commerce, accounts, and costing, and then I later on move on towards the QRE part. Uh, I had a little trouble understanding finance and economics as it was not my background. I took some help. I watched repeated videos of Oliveboard platform, and that's how I went on to become. That's how I mastered that. Not I would not say mastered, but that's how I learned the subject, and I did pretty well in that. So in the afternoon, I would give mock tests, practice papers, sectional mocks of quants, reasoning, and English. And in the evening, I would give sectional mocks of paper two. And that's how I prepared for the examinations.
Okay, that's amazing, and that sounds quite disciplined. Plus, it's making me rethink about my own routine when I was in my CA final. So that's great. I also used to take the subject that I'm scared of, right, in my CA final journey, and that's the right approach. Why? Because the energy level in the morning is
Morning.
the highest,
Yes, sir.
right? So perfect. So, what was your strategy specifically related to paper one in phase one? Specifically, how you approached a subject like general awareness? Why? Because it is an unpredictable hero or an unpredictable villain, right?
Yes,
In
yes,
phase one
yes.
examination, I can understand your quant is sorted, your reasoning is sorted because you are having that background. But what about general awareness?
So for general awareness, I tried. So first of all, it is important that you maintain only one source for general awareness. Do not try to diversify it. Even if you are getting information from other sources, try to combine them instead of reading the same information from various sources. Because sometimes what happens is the data or the figure gets misinterpreted, and this might cost you marks in the final examination. So that's how I prepared my GA, and I regularly watched the videos on YouTube, and I read newspaper, and I tried to keep myself updated, especially since PFRDA is belongs to financial sector. I try to keep myself updated from the financial point of view, like what RBI is doing, what SEBI is doing, what PFRDA is doing, what the finance ministry is doing, how the trade is going, how the market is moving, that kind of stuff. And it really helps in the PFRDA examination, as mostly all nearly 75% of the questions are mainly focused on financial markets.
Right. Right, and that's the right approach. I mean, the very first thing that we need to keep in mind is to keep our sources limited, right?
Yes.
Because we don't have that much of time to cover each and everything from multiple sources. So that's the right way, I will say. Perfect. Coming to the paper two, so we have multiple subjects like commerce and accountancy, we have finance, we have costing, Companies Act. Now, these subjects here many aspirants, I can say, especially the ones who are not from the commerce background or not from the finance background. So, but you tackled them like a pro, I can say.
Yes.
Right. So, what was your approach, particularly related to the paper two subjects?
So for paper two, I tackled commerce and accounts by reading the class 11th and 12 commerce books. Although
Hmm.
it was little difficult for me to understand, I just wanted to grasp the basic of it. I did not want to master it, just the basics of it, and then there's regular practice, regular revision, commerce and accounts, because sometimes the terms are little difficult to understand.
Right.
So about that, also I did the same routine for finance and economics, and I for management I just read the notes that were provided by the Oliveboard, as that were well and enough for management. You do not need to read anything extra for it. Coming to Companies Act, someone advised me to read the Bare Act first. As someone
Hmm.
who is not from legal background, I could not understand the language.
Right.
So I thought maybe I should read the notes first. Maybe I could grasp something from it. And if from the notes something's not clear, then maybe I should move. Then may I move to Bare Act and saw what is read, what is written there, and try to comprehend it in my own language so that it's easier for me to understand rather than reading as it is and understanding as it is. And that's how I prepare. So
Right. Perfect. So, taking references of Bare Act is fine, but we can't memorize the Bare Act,
memory.
is what I can say, right? It's
Yeah.
not possible, plus it is not required also for an objective based examination, right? We need to keep it as simple as we can, because at the end of the day, we have to select the right MCQ,
Right.
right? We have to select
Yes.
the right option, right? Perfect. Coming to the pension sector, so PFRDA is all about pension regulation in India, right? So pension sector is one of the most important subject in your paper two. So did you prepare just the current affairs or the static portion as well related to the pension sector?
So first I focused on the static portion, right? About the history, what's the management, who is the chairman, what kind of funds do they operate, what kind of intermediaries do they have. That is the static part. I focused mainly on that. And then to keep up with the current affairs, I just read what is given on the PFRDA website, because all the data that is given in the PFRDA website is updated weekly. So even if there's a new notification, new circular, new master direction, everything is given there. And it is not that difficult to understand, even if you are not from that background. So I would say prepare static first, since most of the, if we're talking about pension sectors in paper two, nearly 9 to 10 questions are asked. That is the main part of the that is the main part of PFRDA.
Right.
So nearly 4 to 5 questions are from static, and rest of the questions are from current affairs. So even if you prepare static, it is there you have a very good chance that you can easily clear the pension fund sector. That's how I prepare.
Right.
So
Perfect. Perfect. Now let's come into the actual game of the examination, phase two exam, right?
yes, sir.
Because this is the level of the game where it actually matters, because your marks are going to be, quite relevant for the final selection, right? No doubt, phase one में भी हम बहुत मेहनत करते हैं, phase two में भी we actually do the hard work, but the marks of phase two are actually
Actually, yes, sir.
relevant, right, in the examination. So what was your strategy related to phase two and how it was different from phase one?
So as we know that the paper a paper of phase one and phase twos are different. Phase two, even paper two of phase one is a little bit on the easier side, since the main motive is just to cross the boundary and not get merit. But phase
Right.
two, our preparation should be different, considering we have to read in depth, read complete about it, understand how a particular subject impacts others, and especially I would say that you have to prepare very well for the phase one, or sorry, paper one of phase two, that is English descriptive, as it is, I think, the make or break for the paper two, as many of the students, considering that they have to only marks the objective, give a lack somewhere the efforts for the phase for the English paper. I would say do not underestimate that paper, as this year's PFRDA paper was different. It was
Right.
difficult. I would say that. So hence this both paper two and paper one and paper two of phase two are really important and should be prepared in depth and really well.
Perfect. So yes, as Shantanu correctly mentioned, that the subjects are different, but we need a different mindset, because the subjects of paper two usually are same, but the mindset should be completely different, and you need to have a more detailed perspective. If I talk about the same subjects, you need to have a different perspective. You need to study them in a detailed manner, right? Plus, you need to have the right writing skills also for the English descriptive, right?
Yes, sir.
So, Shantanu, coming to the challenges and difficulties, they are always part and parcel of any success story, right? So, were there any specific areas or topics that you found challenging in the examination, and how did you overcome those challenges?
So the main challenge for me in this examination was English paper, since I did not have a habit of typing on the keyboard, and my speed was also quite less. So what I would like to tell the aspirants is that practice it very well. Right? If you have cleared phase one and you have now appearing for phase two, every day at least give 1 hour to the English typing, so that you can improve your uh, grammar, improve your punctuations, know where to put it, improve your speed, as well as try to improve the overall matter of the English paper, since it is one of the most important. And try, even if you're just writing, try to maintain the speed and write within the word limits. Since PFRDA or any other regulatory body, if you're writing given English paper, it does not tolerate writing below the word limit or above the word limit. They will automatically deduct your marks.
Right.
So that was the main challenge for me, as they did not have any practice for it, and I nearly spent 15 to 20 days regularly, 1 or 2 hours practicing typing, improving my speed, my grammar, punctuations, and stuff. And that is the thing that I found the most challenging during the phase two preparation.
Right. English descriptive is actually challenging for all the students. Why? Because usually we don't have that descriptive writing practice, right?
Yes.
And we always advise कि आप phase 1 से ही जब भी आपको time मिल रहा है थोड़ा थोड़ा लिखते रहो ताकि it takes time to develop that skill. It's not a one night game, right? कि आपने 2 4 10 12 question practice कर लिया और हो गया. We need consistency for that. That's
Yes, sir.
completely true. So, coming to mock test, we always say that mocks are your mirror, right? Because
Yeah.
uh, whatever you do in your mock test will definitely give you an idea of how your preparation is going. So, what did your mirror was showing you? How important were the mock test in your preparation? And can you tell us the approach, how you analyze the things if the questions are going the wrong way, if your answers are going the wrong way in the mock test?
Yes, sir. So I gave phase two mocks, especially from Oliveboard, and I really found the mocks of Oliveboard really hard. Especially the paper two, I would get 60, 65, and I thought, if this is my marks in mocks, what would I do in the main examination? And that's how I prepared. And when I later found out that during the checking of the mocks during my own inspection, I found that okay, I have good coverage over static. It's good, but from finance and economics point of view, I really lack the basic understanding. So maybe I should go back to basics, try to understand it, try to learn it, see where this particular aspects where this apply and how they apply. That's how I found out. That's how the mocks of phase two really helped me. And I would advise you this, advise the aspirant the same. Do not get discouraged if you're getting low marks in mocks. They are especially designed to be hard so that you practice even more, you, you learn even more, and that's how it is. And that's how I prepared for, sir. That's how my
Right,
mocks
right.
helped me.
Perfect. So I always say that, mock tests can either break your heart or they can boost your confidence in both the ways. That's fruitful, right?
Yes.
So you get an idea like where your preparation is lacking and you can focus on that area. So mocks are always useful. So moving to the interview, can you share your interview experience and how you prepared for it?
So for my interview experience was quite good. But one thing I would like to say to aspirants that try to remain calm during the interview. So my sharing my personal interview, when I went to the interview room, the panel did not ask for my introduction. They were like,
Okay, that's
okay, your
that's
name
surprising.
Shantanu, you're from Chandrapur. Yeah, like, I said, yes, sir. Okay. This first question was like bombshell. Why do you want to join PFRDA? And I was little taken aback. I was like, no introduction, no hi, hello, directly jumping to the question. And I was actually, my interview was on the later end of the phase. It was on 30th of November. And I tried to calm myself down first. And I was like, okay, sir, this is the reason. That is a young organization. There are plenty of opportunities for me to grow here. That's why I want to join PFRDA. And other thing I would like to mention is be very mindful of what you're putting into your DAF, that is detailed application form or personal information questionnaire that was in the PFRDA, as there are other members who would surely ask you questions on that. As I had mentioned in my PIQ that I like to play badminton, that I have published papers in international journals. So they asked questions about that, like what current tournament is going on in India, why was it named like that, who have won it, what's the prize money, that kind of questions. So overall preparation, and not just about pension fund or PFRDA, but overall preparation is utmost necessary for acing the interview.
Right. And they didn't ask you the most probable question that tell me something about yourself, right? Which is one of the
No,
most
no,
probable
no.
questions. Yeah.
straight jump to the main question, like why do you want to join PFRDA?
Right. Perfect. So, Shantanu, a lot of students use Oliveboard for their
Yes,
preparation
sir.
related to regulatory body examination, and the topper insights like these help them to use it the right way also. So, what's your
Yes, sir.
experience and how did Oliveboard help you with your preparation journey?
So my experience with Oliveboard has been absolutely fantastic. It is, I do not have any negative remark or any suggestions for you. It is already good as it is. I would suggest students to use Oliveboard platform as possible as they can. Ask if you're conducting live classes, if you're joining live classes, ask doubts because that's the main purpose of it. Uh, the notes that are provided by the Oliveboard platform are crisp more than sufficient. They are very detailed. They are good. Almost every aspect of the exam and every aspect of the subjects covered in it. So a person does not need to look anywhere else for it, even if you're studying for phase one or phase two. Yes, if you want to learn more, then I would suggest go for the books from where the information or where the data was actually picked up and go through it. But if you're finding it difficult to understand from the main concepts, then I would say the notes quite good and does not and anyone doesn't nobody needs to go through any other sources. That's how I would set up. Notes is fantastic.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. And we always say that first, whatever is there in your course, first use that, and then
Go
you
through
can
it. Yes.
switch to some extra material as well for
Yes.
practice purpose. That always helps.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So many aspirants are going to watch this video hoping to experience what you are feeling today, Shantanu. So
Yes, sir.
finally, do you have any closing thoughts or words of encouragement for the aspirants who are targeting SEBI Grade A examination and PFRDA examination the next year?
Sure, sir. My only words would be this that there are very few candidates who are fortunate enough to give this kind of examination, go through pre, mains, and interview and come out through it. Even if you don't remember that you've already this exam is quite difficult and you've already mastered it. So there's no, even if you don't get selected, there's no need to be feel disencouraged about it and there's no need to be feel bad about it. I felt the same way when I did not get selected for the SEBI. But I would say that keep patience, keep discipline, keep trying. Everything is going to be fine at the end of the day, and you will surely achieve success that you want. So keep practicing and keep studying.
That's inspiring and full of learning, Shantanu. And
Thank you,
that
sir.
reminds me of a very famous quote that adversity causes some people to break and others to break records.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's what you did, right?
Thank you.
You were unfortunately you were not able to clear the SEBI, but now you have done your PFRDA very
Yes,
well.
sir.
Perfect. So thank you so much for sharing your journey, Shantanu. Congratulations once again, and wishing you all the very best for the career ahead. To all the aspirants, stay focused, keep preparing, and trust the process. Your turn will also come. Thank you so much, Shantanu,
Thank you, sir.
for
Thank you
joining
very
us.
much. Thank you.